I have wanted this little bear charm since last year. It was a Christmas release, I think, and it sold out really quickly, so I missed out. But luckily for me, they've restocked it for this year and I was able to get it. I don't often go for the official Travelers Company charms, but this little bear was just so dorky and I was immediately charmed by it. Get it? Charmed by a charm. That was such a dad joke. I'm so sorry. But it was a dorky bear and I just instantly fell in love with it. And also, it gave me the chance to twin with Camille, and I will take any chance to do that. I caved and got the Love and Trip passport cover. I did not intentionally go out and buy it. I was in the market for another passport cover. I am mixing things up a little bit next year when it comes to my journals. If you want to know why, you'll have to wait and see. That's me enticing you to come back for another video later in the year when I do my 2026 lineup. But no, so I want to rearrange a couple of things and I need another passport cover. And whilst looking, nothing was really grabbing me. I already have a brown and I'm very loyal to my brown. My brown is my favorite. The brown color of Traveler's Notebook is my favorite color of all of the colors. But I'm loyal to my passport brown and I don't want it getting jealous if I get another one. I know it's silly, but you know, I'm a human. I like to give feelings to inanimate objects. So I can't get another brown. I love the black, but only as a workhorse. Like in the sense that I love that you can really throw it around and batter it and it just looks better because it patina's shiny. When you get divots in it, you don't really tell because it's black. So it's good for a solid, you're going to be in my bag every day, I'm not going to be nice to you, roughhousing sort of thing, which is why it is my everyday carry. It sits in my bag most of the time. I'm not gentle with it. It'll eventually become my wallet again. So I love it for that. But in general, it's kind of boring. So I didn't want to get another black. The blue just is uninteresting to me. I just did not care for it. And the olive, I have an olive. My partner wants to use it. And I was willing to give it to him because since getting my 2017, I think it's become sort of like the brown passport where I just have such a weird loyalty to it that no other olive compares and I can't get another one. And we all know my feelings about the camel. So I was sitting there kind of like, I'm going to have to get another black. And I wasn't feeling super excited about it. But the shop that I was at had the red in stock. And it was sort of one of those moments of like, well, I might as well give it a go. There's also that safety net there of if I didn't love it, if I opened it up and I didn't love it, it would be very easy to resell. It's a limited edition and it's a limited edition color. Double whammy. So there was a safety net there. I could spend the money to buy it and not really fear hating it and just being stuck with a color that I didn't like. So yeah, I did it. I went ahead and purchased it. I didn't end up opening it on camera because there was that little nagging fear that I wasn't going to like it. So it was also the same day I got my tattoos. So I was incredibly, incredibly tired by the time I got home. And I just sort of wanted to open it, see if I liked it, and then deal with it in the morning sort of scenario. So I didn't record the opening, but I really wish I did because I love it. It spoke to me immediately. I don't fully understand why, because in the pictures, I just wasn't excited about it 6 months ago. I was kind of like, it looks fine. I didn't feel the urge to rush out and buy it. But when I got it in my hands, it's nice. I think because it feels like a black and a brown had a baby, almost. I think it's very, very smooth like the black, but I see a potential for it to scratch like the brown. Not as intensely as the brown. You scratch a brown lightly and it's like 8 shades lighter than the cover, but you can scratch this red and it does come up a smidgen lighter. And I am a huge fan of scratch over shine. I don't really care if a leather gets shiny. I love the scratched look. I think that feels really lived in and very cool. So yes, I don't know. I just think it sits very perfectly between the two. And I think also the fact that it's a very, very dark red, it does sort of err on the side of brown, which is pretty much everything. Let's be real. It's like they made the camel and they couldn't be bothered figuring out lighter colors again. So they've just been doing different shades of brown. Every new color comes out, like even the olive. I love my olive. I love my olive. But it is basically a brown. It's a brown with a green tinge to it. Let's be real, okay? So, and the red is pretty much the same thing. It's flirting with a brown color. So maybe that's why I just like it. I like that it's not true brown, but it's not brown. I don't make any sense. But no, I do genuinely love it, and I immediately put charms on it and I stamped it the next day. I was just so taken with it. I knew exactly what stamp I was going to use. And now I just have to wait until I finish the insert in my A6, and then I can finally use it for its intended purpose. I was really worried about the cotton folders. I love a cotton folder. I didn't want to get another one because I really didn't need one in my everyday carry. I am replacing that with is it gallon leather? Is that how you say that? The card insert that they have that you can put your cards upright. I prefer them stacking vertically than horizontally like the Travelers Company ones do. So I would like to get that eventually. So I don't really need a cotton folder in my EDC, which is why I moved it. But I was really worried that the blue or the brown weren't going to vibe with the red. Luckily for me, the blue looks sensational. I think it looks fantastic. The fact that the sun patch that I have on it ties in the red cover as well. And the fact that even the little postcards that you get with the inserts for the Love and Trip collab are red and blue. I mean, everything's just lined up so nicely for this TN, and I'm just thrilled. I'm just tickled pink. You're getting a tiny little sneak peek of my 2026 lineup. I'm bringing back the calendar. I don't know where my 2025 calendar went. I clearly got sick of it for some reason. The reason escapes me, and I got rid of it, and I can't find it anywhere, so I must have thrown it away. And yeah, it perplexes me that I don't remember anything about that particular insert, but I'm bringing it back. I do have a tendency to make functional things fancy. I have an expectation of what it's going to look like. It's going to look really cool. And when it doesn't look really cool, I get frustrated at it and myself, and then I get rid of it, or I move on to something different because I think that the experiment failed when I could have just used it for its bare bones functionality, which is to keep track of events and appointments. And so yes, that's what I'll be doing with it next year. I might put a sticky note on the front of the cover and just say this is for function only, and underline it a bunch of times to remind myself that it doesn't need to be anything more than what it is. I do remember last year I covered the cover of it because it is so aggressively orange. However, I think next to the Love Soup print that I have, it kind of works. I think it's a vibe now, so I don't think I'll cover it this year. But that is all the sneak peek you're getting. I had a really good tee up about enticing you to stay. No more spoilers. You have to wait until my 2026 lineup video to find out anything else. Something I've noticed about how I set up my traveler's notebooks is if I don't have a craft folder, the setup feels very incomplete. I have absolutely no idea where this deep love of craft folders came from, but it's something that I have to deal with now. I suppose they are quite handy. I do tend to hoard, especially in my personal journals, I tend to hoard little pieces from my pen pals or happy mails. I like keeping weird business cards, or even sometimes the packaging. Is it called packaging? The decorated. In Happy Mail, you tend to wrap everything you give people. So I like to keep the envelopes. Even though they're empty, I like it. It's kind of nice. I usually keep my favorite ones. I like to be able to look at them whenever I want and not have to dig around for a journal. I am definitely a magpie in that way, where I like to keep my shinies out and on display. So I think that's why they just become little trinket troves from, the pieces of love that I get from everybody.